When we see news of conflicts like the Israel-Iran tensions in June 2025, it's easy to wonder, how does this affect me in India? The answer: our world is deeply connected. A crisis far away can impact our daily lives, especially our wallets. Think of the global economy as a giant machine. When a key part like the Middle East falters, the whole system feels it. India relies heavily on energy from this region, so any disruption there quickly affects us here. We saw during the pandemic how problems in one place become everyone's problem. When global supply chains are disrupted, prices rise for essentials: fuel, food, transport. This isn't about fear, but awareness. Understanding these links helps us prepare and adapt. The world's problems can become ours overnight, but knowledge is our first defense. Let's explore how these distant events shape our daily lives, and what we can do about it. Why does a Middle East conflict matter so much to India? One word: oil. India imports nearly 90% of its oil, and most of it comes from the Middle East. The Strait of Hormuz, a narrow, volatile waterway, carries almost 40% of our oil. When tensions rise, like Iran threatening to close the strait, oil prices surge worldwide. This dependence is our biggest vulnerability. Any disruption there means higher costs here. Insurance and shipping become riskier and more expensive, and we pay the price at the pump. Even as India diversifies by buying from Russia and the US, the Middle East remains crucial. Instability there sends shockwaves through our economy. That's why our government watches every development so closely. A decision made thousands of kilometers away can change the price of petrol in your city overnight. When oil prices rise, the impact ripples through every part of our lives. Transport costs jump first. Trucks, buses, and trains all run on fuel. Higher transport costs mean pricier groceries, vegetables, and daily essentials. This leads to inflation. Your money buys less, and your monthly budget feels tighter. For every $10 increase in oil, inflation in India can rise by 0.4%. India pays for oil in US dollars, so higher prices weaken the rupee, making imports costlier. This widens our current account deficit and can shake investor confidence. Ultimately, your salary stays the same, but expenses rise, forcing tough choices at home. A distant conflict can shrink your savings and stretch your budget. That's how global events hit home, one price tag at a time. Meet Ramesh, a textile shop owner in Surat. Rising fuel and shipping costs have made his raw materials pricier. If he raises prices, he risks losing customers. If not, he can't pay his bills. It's a daily struggle. Small businesses like his are the backbone of India, but they feel global shocks first and hardest. Now, Sunita, a homemaker in Mumbai, faces her own battle. Cooking gas and vegetables cost more, and even rickshaw fares have climbed. She's forced to cut back. Fruit every other day, cheaper dal, constant budgeting. For families like hers, inflation isn't just a number, it's a daily reality. These stories show how economic terms like oil prices and inflation translate into real sacrifices. Every rupee counts, and every choice matters. The impact of distant wars is lived out in our markets and homes. That's the true cost of global instability. India isn't helpless. We're building defenses against global shocks. First, we're diversifying oil imports, buying more from Russia and the US to reduce risk. We've built strategic petroleum reserves, giant storage tanks that can supply oil for 9-10 days in an emergency. This buffer buys us time if imports are disrupted. The government is also investing in renewable energy, solar, wind, and electric vehicles to cut our dependence on imported oil. Every new solar panel and wind turbine brings us closer to energy independence. Diplomatically, India maintains good relations with all sides, protecting our interests and citizens abroad. Smart sourcing, strategic reserves, green energy, and careful diplomacy form our shield. These steps don't solve everything, but they soften the blow of global crises. India is actively working to protect your wallet from distant wars. While the government acts, we can take steps too. Stay aware, track prices, understand how global news affects your budget. Manage your finances smartly. Create a budget, cut unnecessary expenses, and plan ahead. Build a small emergency fund, just like the country's oil reserves. Share tips and support with your community. Together, we're stronger. Resilience is in our DNA. By staying informed and adaptable, we can weather economic storms. Don't let fear take over. Let knowledge guide your choices. Every smart decision today builds a safer tomorrow. Together, we can face any challenge, no matter where it starts.